Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous My Adventures, Dav's Hope again. You might be wondering, why is he at Dav's Hope again? Well, I visited the engineer for armor and hull reinforcement and used up all of our manufactured materials that we had. So if you saw the last video, that's what we talked about. That we had none. So we need to get out here and collect quite a bit because we're out. And we didn't get to finish the upgrade for hull reinforcements and armor. So we got to finish it. So we have to do a lot of collecting. And then I have to do burst lasers for the Fer-de-Lance. Make sure everything else is all topped off. And I'm getting closer to wanting to try to use the Fer-de-Lance in combat. And it's not that the Vulture is not working, it's working just fine. So I'm not in an extreme hurry, but at some point I do want to try it.
Incoming message.
There's times that we need the materials and we don't have any. We're manufactured. Be sure to support the channel in some way, like with your subscriptions that you get 2,000 of them to hand out, and they're free. You could really use those because that's how YouTube judges content creators, is on their subscriptions. And consider donating and joining our Patreon and putting tritium in the fuel tank of fleet carrier. At the time of the recording of this video, Frontier doubled the efficiency of tritium for fleet carriers, so it can go twice as far as it was going just prior to that update. Now that was really good. I'd like to see them double it again myself. They've already doubled it twice. Once when they released the fleet carriers after beta, and then right before the recording of this video, not the release, the recording, because we do pre-release videos. So it could be a little while before it's released. But our channel needs lots of help. we probably will do a little bit of raw material gathering because we used up some, not as much as we did the manufactured materials. Yeah, armor eats a whole lot, especially even grade 5 materials, a lot of grade 5s. That's what kind of killed us. And then we need to get back to cargo running after we finish the upgrades for armor.
Incoming message.
I always get bored doing these Dav's Hope runs, but we need some. But we do have a good fighter in the Vulture. It's working really well. That doesn't mean I don't need to collect manufactured materials, because we do. And because of the lack of support for our channel, we do what's best for the gameplay. So, you know, I'm sorry that we have to do so many Dav's Hope runs, but don't have much of a choice. It's now more about the gameplay than it is the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is just not bringing in enough support, and probably never will, the way it's going. So my focus has to be on the gameplay, what I enjoy doing, credits, combat rank, materials. Yeah, this will probably be the last one for this video, and then we'll create another one. We're going to do quite a few of the Dav's Hope this time, since we used all of our materials.
Incoming message.
I mean, as much as you gather, and you can just use them up really fast. Just upgrading one or two ships in one area, like just armor and hull reinforcement. You gotta go out and gather again. We have 4 SRVs that have full fuel tanks, besides this one. We've used some. So we might might have to use them all this time. I hardly ever stay here that long, but appreciate you coming along. Hopefully you'll join us again, and hopefully you'll find one of the ways to support the channel, as I mentioned. Come along. Videos, yeah, it has turned into come along.
Incoming message.
Cargo scoop deployed.
As you've probably heard from the previous videos, we used up all of our manufactured material. So while upgrading the armor and the hull reinforcements, grade 5, and we didn't even finish. We just ran out of materials. As much as I traveled to Dav's Hope, totally used it up. We have to relog so we can collect the materials again. We need lots of materials this time, because we can't rely on previous hauls of materials, since we used it all.
Incoming message.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Now we don't have that much to go to complete that upgrade, but then we need to do upgrades on the Fer-de-Lance burst lasers, and there might be some other areas on the Fer-de-Lance that we'll need to upgrade on. Now it's not like I'm in a hurry because the Vulture is working just fine. Combat level that I am, and just doing bounty hunting at res sites, resource extraction sites, which is a good area for beginners, especially if you get in a high security area or high security system, and do res low starting out. Much easier. It's below your, it might be at your rank and below, but I think it's mainly below your rank at low. Now just the standard one, res site that I'm currently working, they can be as high as 2 levels ahead of you, but you have security forces that you're helping. So most of the time they're all shooting at the target at the same time. So the target can't just focus on you because he's being shot at from all directions. And I don't do open, so because real people can be a lot more formidable and cause you more trouble, so I wouldn't recommend that for beginner combat. But I only do solo anyway. And I don't try to speed as fast as I can around the perimeter to collect these materials. I'm just trying to collect materials. Wind up hitting racks and things when you try to go too fast. But whenever I can, I need to be collecting manufactured materials, because on armor and hull reinforcements, that's really what it eats up, and it even eats up grade 5. So it's harder to trade for grade 5 than it is trading downward. And so it just sucked all my manufactured materials up that I had. Almost halfway on those high density composites, because it's the one that fills up first. We definitely need to get to the point we fill that one up before we go back to Celine Jean's engineering system. Try to finish this off. I do have the armor pin, so I can complete Fertile Lance hull, our main armor. You can only do one at a time, so we have to go back to Celine Jean. I don't know how much time I'll have today, but when I can, I need to be collecting these materials before I go back out to Celine Jean.
Incoming message.
But since combat's not my highest priority, I can use several iterations of the tasks that we normally do. We did use up some raw materials, so we probably should run around out here and collect some raw materials too, till we start to fill up. Most of my ships are where I want them. I might wind up putting weapons and cargo ships but I don't know how much going after interdictors I'm going to be doing. It's a thought, more of a revenge thing for all the hassles they give me. And I might combine this video with the last video to make it into one, because the last one was real short.
Incoming message.
Let's check on the video, make sure everything is good. And Give it a little bit more time, not a whole lot, a little bit.
Incoming message.
Yeah, this will have to be the last round. Appreciate you coming along. Please look into supporting the channel, either by the subscription, donation, Patreon, or adding tritium to the fleet carrier. So until the next video, thank you for watching. Goodbye.